On the second night of a back-to-back, the Raptors take back-to-back losses to the Miami Heat, losing 116-108. The emphasis of this game, the two biggest reasons was turnovers and then giving Miami transition points. Before we start the podcast, we got to do the introduction. So welcome to the Airborne Podcast. I'm your host, Ajit. That's your boy, Big Boy Bravs, and Thanos. Okay, show off that bling. But unfortunately, the Raptors couldn't come through with the W. For some reason, they've had issues with Miami in the past with that zone. Took Pascal completely out the game. I don't know what it is, but Bam Adebayo somehow always has his number. And as you saw in the fourth quarter, he was benched basically for the whole quarter. He didn't come in. But yeah, what are your thoughts? We'll start with Anujan.
Bro, like you said, the turnovers were crucial. Like the second quarter, like we lost it. Like the last game we played against Philadelphia, we lost in the second quarter.
Yeah. But we that one was pretty much.
Oh, sorry, it was the first quarter, right?
First quarter we lost.
Yeah. Like it's always one quarter that we end up losing.
We let them score 37 points that quarter, but this game in the first quarter we were pretty decent. We're going back and forth.
Yeah, but like Duncan Robinson, Iguodala, they all been hitting, like they're shooting threes like crazy. Like Iguodala hit like 4 threes.
Yeah.
And Duncan hit 3 to 4 threes.
Yeah.
Bro. And then Siakam, bro. Like Siakam needs to step up, man. 5 points throughout the whole game is not acceptable for a number one option. Like he should play much better than that.
Mm-hmm.
Like teams can figure out how he plays, especially in the playoffs. We can't have someone like that. It's not going to help us at all in the playoffs. Like we're just going to lose.
I understand what you're saying, but I want to take it over to a positive note. Kyle Lowry coming back in the game.
Yeah.
Welcome back, Kyle Lowry. Welcome back.
Coming back to today. Yeah, coming back into the starting lineup. After 3 or 4 games with a thumb injury and ankle injury. And he basically came back exactly how he left off before the injury. Came off, he gave us a big boost. I believe he had 22 or 24 points in the game?
24 points. Him and Van Vliet had 24 apiece.
It didn't look like he lost a step. And he played really well for us. And we needed that, even though I feel like if it wasn't for him, we would have probably got blown out of this game. Yeah. But he really kept us in this game with his 3-pointers and solid defense and whatnot. Yeah. But I do want to say something about something. I mean, I want to go back to something that happened in the first quarter before I let you go in, Bravs, because I know you have a lot to say, but I want to get something out before you say it. DeAndre Bembry, Stanley Johnson, honestly pissed me off in the first quarter. We had like a 7-point lead. And even towards the end of that first quarter, we had like a 5-point lead. We turned the ball over. I think DeAndre Bembry turned the ball over, fouled Gabe Vincent, turned into a clear path foul, which led to 2 free throws. And then on top of that, Iguodala hit a 3 to make it a 5-point possession and tied the ball game at 32 apiece. And luckily, Norman Powell came back the other way before the end of the quarter to hit a big 3 for us to give us the lead 35-32. But what did you think about the coach's decision? I felt like DeAndre Bembry got out of the game because he messed up enough and he had a couple fouls there. But bringing Stanley Johnson like that out of nowhere after sitting him out last game, I didn't think was a good decision on his part.
No, it wasn't.
It kind of messed up the flow of the team because they brought in people that weren't even in the roster. I mean, on the lineup, or even they didn't get any minutes last game, so I felt like that kind of messed with the chemistry.
It's kind of like this kind of happens when you play the short lineup. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Your legs aren't cold, but you're not game ready. You know what I mean? Like Stein Johnson was doing so well. We benched him because of the emergence of Bembry, and then now you're putting him back in. And I think he sat out 3-4 games since he last played.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Stanley Johnson
Stanley Johnson.
Stanley Johnson played. Yeah, he sat out a few games, but he didn't make an appearance with Terrence Davis in that Minnesota game when they came back to win that.
Yeah. No, but what I'm trying to say is you can't just take him out from the roster for
talking
like
about
6,
them,
5
yeah.
games, and then throw him in and expect him to do well. You know what I mean? Like that's on us, yo. That's on Nick Nurse and his coaching staff.
There's two possessions with Stanley Johnson. Like immediately they called the timeout and subbed him out. One was like literally Kyle Lowry was trying to tell him to move out of the way to space the floor, and he's standing right there, and he moves right at the end when the shot clock's about to expire, and Lowry takes like a fadeaway 3 on Iguodala and Vincent, I believe, and then another play he turns the ball over to Jimmy Butler to give them a fast break to put him up by 12. And that's when they called timeout. They're like, yo, get the hell out of here.
For sure. No, I agree. Again, like I said, man, like I don't know what the hell you smoking, yo, but like, yo, that's some cheap kush, yo. Like that was some terrible. I don't know. Anyways, what I was trying to say was like, we kind of spoke about this in previous videos that there's always that one hidden element or that one hidden like goofball who just suddenly drops like who does well against us, right?
I know.
Yeah. Jimmy Butler is a Raptor killer. He always kills us in any team, like Chicago, Miami, Minnesota, you name it. There's always been a game when he killed us, right? But today, Gabe Vincent averages what 5.5 points per game, and then my man had 11 points, I think, today, right? 11 points, 11 minutes, and 1 steal. Like
three threes.
3 threes, yo. Like who the hell is this kid, yo? Like, huh?
I mean, he's been playing like solid rotation minutes for them.
For sure.
He's a pretty solid 3-point shooter. I wanted to say Duncan Robinson had 14 points in the first quarter, like I mentioned earlier, but Iguodala and Gabe Vincent were 2 guys that came off the bench and hit about 7 threes together, but 9 threes in total off the bench, I believe.
Iguodala is super underrated. This guy is super underrated. Like,
he's got good hands, bro. Like he had a possession there when OG had an open dunk where we were about to cut the lead to 2, and in a crucial moment, and he stripped the ball, and it was their ball right after. And you know he has those type of plays. He's like Fred VanVleet. He has those quick hands where he can easily get the steal when it's about to be an easy bucket for the opposing team.
I've been a fan of Iggy since like Philly, like him, Culver.
Allen Iverson.
Yo, that was a nasty rotation. I think Louis Will was on that roster too. I think.
Lou Williams was on the roster.
Yeah. That was a sick team. But yeah, back to my point. Like, Bembry had I don't know if it was Bembry, but there was one play or Stein Johnson. I don't know which idiot it was, but they passed. No,
coming with all the fire today. Yeah?
One of them was before they passed the half. They barely passed the half. They got double teamed. And like the Miami stole the ball off them.
It was Bembry.
Vincent stole it off. That was a clear path. That was the one that was a clear path foul.
Yeah, that's so stupid. Okay, that's one. And the other one was they had a ball pretty high in a key, or probably a bit beyond the 3-point line, and then they faked the pass, right? And then Jimmy Butler is guarding Freddie V, and then Jimmy Butler is anticipating the pass. He has his hand out like Iron Man.
That was Stanley Johnson.
Yeah, both dumbasses, bro.
Yeah, I know.
Punk.
I was gonna say, Aaron Baines was pretty decent today too. I mean,
my man passed Survivor. He's not Survivor today. He dodged the bullet.
He was rebounding. He got us a couple dunks. He had a 3-pointer. He got a 3-pointer for the second consecutive game. And
good on him, yo. Well done, Aaron Baines.
You know, Pascal Siakam in 24 minutes, he had in the first half he had 5 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists. That's what he finished with for the game.
And 3 fouls.
Yeah,
I think 4 fouls.
No, he had 4 fouls. They did the challenge. Remember, they did the challenge in the first half, and then they benched him after that.
Yeah, the fourth. Yeah.
Good.
He had 4 fouls in the first half. He had 5 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists. Those were his stats for the whole game. I don't know how many minutes he played afterwards. After the second, I don't know how many minutes he played. Hold on, wait. I don't know how many minutes he played in the second half, but to have the same stats throughout the whole game from the first half, bro, that's trash.
I know. He needs to play better, man. I
don't know, man. Like, yo, I don't know what the hell. I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with Siakam, man. Fuck. Sorry, excuse my French.
No, but like, no, you're right, bro. Like, he has to play consistently. Like, I know we've had serious issues over the years with the Miami Heat zone, But come on, man, you got to get to the point where you got to be able to figure it out. Whether it's don't force shots, but at least move the ball and facilitate for the other team. You know, this guy's running head on straight into the paint and getting offensive fouls every single time.
Bro, there's a play where he was getting guarded by Duncan Robinson in the first quarter, I think, right?
Yeah.
And he shot the ball when he could have just literally.
I think it might have been the second quarter.
Yeah, he could have went into the paint and drove it in. Like Duncan Robinson can't guard you. Like why the hell are you gonna shoot a ball in front of him?
Right.
You just literally take advantage of that matchup and just go in.
I think you might be right. He took a fadeaway, right?
Yeah, he took a fadeaway. Like that's what I'm talking about. Like if you see a mismatch, go, take advantage of it. Don't just force a shot. Like
Siakam,
you're the number one option on our team. Like you should be able to figure this out.
He's not the number one option anymore. It's Fred VanVleet.
Not anymore. No.
It's Freddie.
Not anymore.
It's
Freddie and then Lowry,
Norman Powell, and then Pascal. I think right now.
It better be OG and Pascal. Fuck Pascal.
I think I'd rather put. I think I'd put OG and then Boucher and then Siakam. To be honest.
Man, we're just mad right now because of the last back-to-back losses. But I did mention the turnovers and points off turnovers. The Raptors had 14 for the game, and the Miami Heat scored 21 points off those turnovers. The Raptors forced Miami into 11 turnovers, but only got 10 points off those turnovers.
That's crucial.
Yeah, and our biggest lead was 7. Theirs was Miami's was 15, and points in the paint, they outscored us because Bam Adebayo was a beast. Like in the first half, he had 9 points, 10 rebounds. I think he had 6 offensive rebounds halfway through the third quarter, I think.
Yo, before you go on, Ajit, let me add on to your point. It was the second quarter is what messed us up. And you know, you lose one period and you pretty much lose the whole game, right? I think we lost. We were like minus 13 in the second quarter.
Because we were leading 3 at the end of the first, and then we were down 10 at half.
Yeah,
so it was minus 13. Yeah.
So yeah, minus 13, like so stupid. You're like.
But then we brought it back. Like the third, at the start of the third, we got like we're on a
10-0 run. It was a 10-0 run to start the third.
Yeah, to tie up the game. And then
tied the game.
Something happened after that.
But yeah, that's all I want to mention.
Yeah, it was actually I think it was a 10-0 run. Yeah, to tie.
It was a 10-0 run. Yeah. And then Jimmy broke the run after.
Jimmy and Bam. Jimmy scored the last 12 points to end today's game.
Yeah.
But 14 between him and Bam Adebayo, because I think the last bucket, during those crucial times to call a game, to end the game, Bam Adebayo hit a 3 to put him up by 8. I mean, he didn't hit a 3. He hit a shot in the paint to put him up 8, and that kind of iced the game for them.
That's someone we need, like Jimmy Butler.
Huh? Sorry?
Jimmy Butler. Like, you know how Jimmy Butler scored 12 points? And, like we need someone like that can, like...
Yeah, to take over the game when necessary.
Yeah, take over the game and come through. Like, I don't know.
That's why we have Pascal, right? He comes through for us.
I got 5 points, bro. I don't want to talk about him, man.
Ravine, you were saying something. Sorry to cut you off.
No. It's okay. You can avoid it.
Okay. You want to keep this PG, right? A lot of things.
I'm just too angry right now. I'm just
Siakam, right?
Yeah. I'm just like too angry. I'm just like letting.
Man's getting paid 100.
Like we had it.
Yeah. Wait, how much is he getting paid? 130 mil?
Yo, fuck that guy. Who cares, man? This is shit, yo.
Andre Iguodala, I think, got 2 years, like 18 or 20 mil, and he's doing way more off the bench for Miami than Pascal did. He did way more for them today than Pascal did for us.
Yeah, I like Iggy, yo. Man, we should have got him.
Iggy's a sick glue guy, but obviously he's been in Silicon Valley area for so many years now. He's not coming back to the cold weather. He obviously picked Miami for a reason. He's been in the Bay for so long.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, he was in Denver.
He started off in the cold. He should end off in the cold.
What? In Philly?
Yeah, Philly's cold.
He had 2 stops. He went to Philly, then switched over to Denver, and then once he saw Steph Curry emerging as a superstar, he's like, I'm out of here, and signed with Golden State.
Yeah, now you end up your career in Toronto. There you go, boom.
I don't even think the Raptors are willing to do that because he's already up there. He has like another 2 years left in his. Another 2 years left.
I trade Baines for Iguodala.
We were saying this off camera. I think Miami would spit in our face if we said we gave up a trade like that.
Yo, I'll take it. Boom. Yo, let's go.
Offensive rebounds, we already talked about as a killer. They had 11.
Sorry, I'm going to cut you off one more thing. like the problem with the Raptors are having with offensive rebounds is just like we're super flat-footed, right? Like I see a ball go up, and then I see Aaron Baines standing still like a tree, just standing still like a tree, and there's no effort in like grabbing the ball. You know, you learn this in basketball 101. When the ball goes up, you box your guy out, and you anticipate the ball, right? Man, this guy is like a tree, and he's like this.
Yeah.
Our small guard.
Hands up, yo.
They had 10 more rebounds than us, right? This game.
Yeah.
42. We had 32.
You put your hands up. Put your hand in the guy's face like this. Like contest the shot.
Yeah, I know.
Like guys like Lowry and Anunoby have more rebounds than Pascal, and even Baines.
Yo, let's not say Pascal's name at all today.
Yeah.
I wanted to get back to your point. You said the rebounds, right?
Yeah.
The rebound difference was minus 10 for us. It was 42 to 32. Offensive rebounds minus 8, 11 to 3. Assists, we had 30 for the game, which is solid, but they had 31. And they got Dragic back after 9 games, I think, this game.
No, he's a Raptor killer too, man. That guy's nasty.
Bro, they got Dragic coming off the bench, bro. That's messed up, man. Like,
so Dragic, Gabe Vincent, and Iguodala did enough for them to provide some solid bench spark for the Miami Heat. And you know the Raptors, their bench is just shitting bricks right now. Like,
it's either we only have Boucher and Baines. That's the only 2 guys we can count on. Maybe Terrence Davis, but other than that, like, there's no.
Terrence Davis had a couple threes, I believe. Matt Thomas gave him a nice pass for a 3 to cut the lead to like single digits. But you know, Norman Powell hit a crucial 3 to cut the lead to 2, I believe. And after that is when Jimmy Butler went on like a 5-0 run to put him up 7 or 7.
7 or something nasty.
And I don't know. I mean, for us, I told you at the beginning of the podcast, points off turnovers, and we couldn't figure out the zone. If Pascal plays the way he does against good teams like this, we're not going to win on most nights. That's just how it is. That's how it's going to go. Pascal needs to be Pascal. He needs to put the spicy back in P.
100%.
For us to be back into a playoff contention, maybe mediocre. I would say we're 1-2 pieces away from contention again. If we still had Ibaka and Marcus all on our team, I think we just need that one scorer like Jimmy to be back in a title contender position.
So the question is, who you throw under the bus?
I'm gonna let my brother take the wheel on this one, literally.
Obviously, the main one is Siakam, because of the fact that like he got 5 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists. But like what you guys are talking about, Bembry and Stanley Johnson are the
they're riding shoddy.
They're riding shoddy. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
The 3 Musketeers, yo.
I honestly, I saw like in that first quarter, we had so many opportunities to blow it up and have like a pretty decent lead.
A good lead, yeah.
Yeah, we could have blew it up to double digits if we just didn't have those crucial turnovers that led to like 5-point, 4-point swings. It was just frustrating to watch because when they have possessions like that and we don't have our star players in the game, the whole team starts to crumble. Everyone looks discombobulated and it fell apart. But you know, they stayed afloat because they had the lead, so it didn't feel as harsh as it would have been if Miami went on if they had the lead from the beginning.
Yeah.
But you saw it in the second quarter. Once we lost the lead and they had a big lead, we could never recover.
Sure. Mm-hmm. I understand it was a back-to-back, but we could have played a lot better, man. Like we could have.
We're 1-5. We're 1-5 right now, back-to-backs this season. And
if you're betting the Raptors next game and it's back-to-back, would you put your money against them on the back-to-back game?
Who they playing?
No, I'm just saying in general. Like if they're playing back-to-back next and you're betting, would you put money against the Raptors to lose?
It depends on if they're playing a shitty team.
It depends on who they're playing.
I think I would.
You put it against them?
I put it against us, yeah.
I would say if it's a back-to-back like Chicago and Detroit, I'm saying we're getting both W's.
Yeah, we'll get W's. I'm just saying, yeah, true, okay.
If it's like Philly and Miami, 100%.
Yeah, I'll do it against them. Yeah.
Like this is more of a schedule loss because one, we didn't have Lowry for the last 4 games.
4 games, yeah.
And we had 3 games in 4 nights now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right. We luckily got the split between Philly, or else we would have been 0-3. We would have probably been 14-18 right now.
For sure.
Or yeah,
Yo,
14.
so that being said, let's turn into a positive note. Who is the star of the game?
I got to give it back to my boy Lowry. Lowry came in, didn't miss a beat.
Lowry.
Didn't miss a beat. If you want to give it 1A, 1B, I'd say Van Vliet because both of our backcourt was
24 piece.
Our backcourt was stellar today. Those are the two best players on the floor for us. And sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, I'm gonna cut you off. But today I was listening to a podcast with I think it was Josh Hart and Kyle Lowry from like 2019. And, listen to this guy's story, like I'll be honest with you, like not growing up, like when he first came to the Raptors team, didn't really like him. I thought he was a piece of shit. Not just the way he played, but just his attitude.
Why so much animosity towards Kyle Lowry?
Because he would have signed my jersey, man.
Didn't you see he signed it when you went to Cleveland?
No, so listen.
Yeah.
He signed it at the Lid store, and what happened was I asked him to sign it. I asked him. So no, sorry. I met him at a Norm House bowling. Was it not auction? Bowling charity event.
Charity event, yeah.
So he shows up, right? And I'm right beside Larry. I'm like, hey,
I don't mean to cut you off. How did you get into that? I'm curious.
My boy found the event on Eventbrite, whatever it's called.
Oh, and then you went in? You just went?
Hit me up. I'm like, yo, let's buy tickets. We bought tickets and we went. And and it was pretty dope. It was a dope event. But that being said, so like Larry wouldn't sign my items. I think it was a jersey or something. Wouldn't sign it. And ever since then, I'm like, fucking guys. But
you're like, have you heard that Scottie Pippen? Future trying to get that jersey signed by Scottie Pippen.
He tried to take a picture, I think, when as a kid.
He tried. Yeah, I think it was either get a signature or get a picture with him, and Scottie didn't want to do it. So I heard a story that once Future grew up, he slept with with Scottie's ex-wife.
I don't know if that's true though. Like, I mean, people.
Yeah, I don't know if it's true. But like, it's just like the story he's telling is like he has so much hate to.
He held that grudge. He held that grudge for so long. He literally grew up and went and slept with his wife. That's what we've been hearing for a while now.
Yeah.
But I don't want to.
No, but Kyle Lowry though, like sorry to cut you off again, but like when you first joined the team, I'm like, yo, this guy's trash. Like like I had like mixed feelings about him, right? But over time, I grew to love him. Like even at Brooklyn series when we got swept, like this guy drove in.
7 games, you mean?
For what?
Yeah. Well, yeah. No, it was 7 games, or was it when we got swept?
No. We never got swept by Brooklyn.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
you're right.
We got swept by Washington the next year.
Yeah, you're right. It was a 7-game series. It was Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett, and then Kyle Lowry had the ball in Game 7 and drove the ball right into, I think it was Paul Pierce's horn.
Yeah,
and then he just swapped the ball out of him. I'm like, and I hated him for doing a stupid play. I'm like, yo, pass the ball. And then over time he matured, became a leader. Still an asshole, but
he's got that Philly dog in him, and that specific possession you talk about, that was to win the game, and that wouldn't have happened without Terrence Ross hitting the ball off Paul Pierce to get the possession back for us.
But all in all, it's a learning experience, right? Like
those type of little stepping stones is what led to Lowry being the player he is today. Learning, willing to be coached, an eventual NBA champion. Yeah, only championship we have. He was the one, you look back at that and him getting blocked and seeing what he did in Game 6 of the finals, getting those first 11 points for us to start the game after being blocked by Draymond in Game 5, bro. Like, all these little things. Like, we were even...
It adds up.
We literally were talking shit about him, like, that year, Game 5. After the Game 5, we're like, yo, why would you shoot that?
Yeah, he was struggling, bro. I remember those days where you struggle. Like, he couldn't make a shot for his life.
But our current backcourt is the reason why we won that championship when it mattered most. Yeah. Lowry in the first quarter, scoring about first 11 points, but I think 14 in the quarter.
I think he had 26 overall in the game.
Yeah, and 26 and 10 or something like that. But in that first quarter, he had 11 straight, 14 in the quarter, and then Van Vliet is the one who hit those big shots to close it up for us.
Word.
And Pascal is the one who hit the Euro step, almost broke Draymond Green's back. For that
you know what Pascal should do, bro, tonight? He should go back to the 2019 playoff run and just watch that.
Watch the highlights.
Because this man was different. He was different, man. I thought he was gonna be like a solid, like I thought he'd be a superstar, man.
He needs a Toronto fan base. So I think once he comes home, he'll be fine.
He needs to
Yeah, I
grow.
feel
He's
that
a-
too. I feel
He's
like yeah.
I've been telling my brother about this some time. I feel like Pascal's the type of guy that really feeds off the crowd, and without that, like he doesn't play like himself.
For sure.
I did want to say something about our field goal percentage though. We were 37 to 74 from the field. We shot 50%. We shot 50%,
We
and
did solid tonight. Yeah.
We were doing well from the 3-point line too in the first
Yeah,
half.
44, right? 44%.
50 something.
I think we had 9 threes in the first half. Overall, we scored. We shot 40. What was it 46%, 20 of 44, and Miami Heat shot 17 of 38 for 45%. And from the field, they were 37-80 for 46%. But like for us, our 3-point shots were more efficient in the first half than they were in the second half, and Miami was more efficient in the second half than they were in the first half, which is why they were able to like build up that big lead and keep and sustain it for the rest of the game.
But one thing I want to talk about is the free throws, man. Like, how many free throws did we get? Like 19?
We had 17, and we had 17 attempts. They had 29, and we made.
Yeah,
four,
like yo.
yeah. Sorry,
Like,
before
bro,
you
like
get,
we,
hold on, wait. Before
yeah,
you,
yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
we were 14 of 17 for 82%, and they were 25 of 29 for 86%. Our free throw disparity between the two games in Philly, and maybe even the one before that, the first game against Philly, and then this game against Miami, bro, like it's been a huge difference.
Yeah, it's usually against contenders. Like we don't get the calls. Like it's ridiculous. Like
no.
I don't know what the refs are even doing. Like are they like just sleeping or something? Like they don't even look, bro. It's just ridiculous. Like they don't even look at like I remember there were a few plays where like the opponent team would step out of bounds and they didn't even look at that.
Yeah.
And
I
then
saw that play.
yeah, like and then they would call like tonight, like Lowry didn't even foul Jimmy Butler and he got a foul call for that. Like his hands were up, and those type of like calls are just like pisses off Raptor fans, bro. Like
We had 25 personal fouls, and then they had 21. And
yeah.
Like you were saying, like with those foul calls, two things that were emphasized today in terms of what we're lacking. Again, with the rebounding, Andre Drummond would solve something like that, but DeMarcus Cousins is another option. He's not the rebounder that Andre Drummond is, but he's definitely a better offensive player.
Yeah.
And one of those guys, we need a big bro.
We do.
Aaron Baines, as good as he is on the post defense, and like he's doing a really good job with Bam Adebayo and Joel Embiid, but you saw the rebounding like difference, bro. Like you see it in the game. The amount of possessions we're giving back up to them for them to get those second chance points is ridiculous, and we need to fix something. Like Masai needs to make a move. He needs to make a move.
He needs to. He will.
Even if it's not, even if it's not a big time move, he needs to make a move to fix rebounding. And a guy, we need to get a guy that can slash and get to the line, because right now Lowry, Van Vliet, they're too small right now, and that's in a lot of these teams' lineups. It's getting to them.
This is when. Sorry to cut you off. This is when we would miss DeMar the most, because DeMar is the type of player that would get calls.
The amount of free throws he gets, the pump fakes, everything, bro.
I'm telling you, like he would be solid for us in this game.
Man, like sometimes I just feel like I just want to give the refs like $100, but yo, please give us a call, man. Like yo, some of these
just throw them a bone and be like, yo, please, man.
I've given up on the refs, though, man. I'm giving up, man.
The refs have always been like that. They've never been consistent.
They've been like that since 2014, bro.
Reffing is a hard job to do, and it's hard for them. The way that the game is now going back and forth, you can't blame them for the most part, but they do miss some ridiculous calls. You just go, what the hell? How are you not seeing that? But if the Raptors, like DeRozan, if we had DeRozan, he's a solid double team attractor, and he knows how to pass the ball out of double teams. Pascal he's like, here you go to the opposing team, and he's like, just take it from me.
This guy just spins around in circles, bro. Do you see that play when, bro? That play with Bam and Siakam in the paint, bro. He spun. You've seen that, right? He spun past him and dunked it. That was nasty.
That was a disgusting.
That was nasty. That was what that's old Siakam. That's how I expected him to play.
If Bubble Siakam did the same play Bam Adebayo did, he would have spun out like a Beyblade out of the arena. Yeah, Browse, you good?
Yes, I had the burp.
Sorry. I was like, I thought you froze for a second.
I'm good.
All right, any final thoughts before we wrap this up?
Siakam needs to play better, or else we ain't doing shit in the playoffs.
I mean, who's our next game? Are we playing Chicago next? Oh no, we're playing Houston next. We're playing Houston back in Tampa, and then I believe it's Detroit after, or is it Chicago?
Chicago.
My closing remarks is that if we're gonna, I don't really care about playoffs right now. Sorry, I don't really care about playoffs right now. I just care about like building consistency to merge to work towards the playoffs, right? So if we want to be a playoff team, we need to step up in minimizing turnovers, right? That's a huge thing. Second, we need to build more confidence in our bench by giving them more minutes, right? I know Nick Nurse says, like he had a small lineup, but you can't rely on Matt Thomas and Stanley Johnson if they are like away for like few games.
I do want to say I want to. These are my final like remarks for the game. Final points. We need to boost our bench. I don't know if the guys on our team are going to do enough to help us. So I'm saying if we go into free agency, if we're definitely trying to make a push for the playoffs and actually be an actual competitive team and maybe upset a team if we are the bottom 4 teams in the East, either go get a guy like off the bench like JJ Redick or Wayne Ellington, right?
Yeah.
Shooters that can spread the floor, that can play with their starting lineup or starting players in certain minutes to spread the floor. So JJ Redick, Wayne Ellington, and a big that can actually like oppose like an offensive threat like DeMarcus Cousins, or if we go big, Andre Drummond for rebounding. We need to do something, either fix one or the other. If we get lucky, fix both, because you can see it as the games are piling up that we have so many holes in our game as a team, and we need to fix something. Otherwise, bro, like don't even try to make the playoffs. Get a lottery pick. Like at this point,
that's honestly what I was thinking when we're at that 2-8 start. I genuinely thought that we should have just tanked, because I've heard this draft class is really talented.
They said
like Cad Cunningham and what's his other name? I forgot what his other name was.
Jalen something.
There's a Toronto kid too, right? There's a Toronto kid that's pretty good on this draft class too.
I don't know. I haven't heard. I don't know what his name is, but
if we're a 500 team, just tank. I mean, like just take the year off like Golden State did last year.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then just come back. Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I mean, we got to pick it up, turn it around for the next game. Houston, obviously, it doesn't have James Harden on it, and they're not the team that they were. But they did get Victor Oladipo today. John Wall's there, obviously, and I don't know if Christian Wood's going to be back for that game, but that should be a pretty interesting game. The Raptors should be able to handle business, get back in the winning column. But yeah, we'll be back with that post-game podcast. When is it? Thursday?
It's Friday.
Friday?
Houston's Friday, and Sunday is Chicago.
Okay, so that means what? We have 2 days.
That W, I said that dub.
Yeah, we said that about today. We got our ass whipped. Well, games is the last 2 games we said that.
All right, so then I'm gonna say Friday we're taking now.
What'd you say?
So then I'm gonna say Friday we're taking it.
Oh, taking it out. I thought you said you're gonna drive down there. You can get take the minutes off of Baines. You might be able to do hit a 1, 2, 3s for us.
It's a cool video. I can't.
2 weeks, right? You need to at least sit out for 2 weeks before you can get in.
I can't be IL for 2 weeks, man. That's difficult.
Okay. All right. Well, any final thoughts, or are we good? Let's wrap this up. All right. Appreciate everyone for tuning in. If you enjoyed this podcast, hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Listen to my boys. They're telling you exactly what to do. And we'll be back here Friday night to talk about the Toronto Raptors versus the Houston Rockets. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it's a W. But yeah, till then, hope y'all stay safe, stay blessed, and please stay woke. Peace.